This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 913. I am Brian Kilby. Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast since 1999. With me this week, I'm going to say Chris isn't here. I'm just going to start it off that way. Not with us this week is Chris. The week that he's not here, I'll mention him first. He is on assignment. He was like very cagey about what he's doing. I bet he's like committing some sort of criminal plot. Kind of like Ocean's 11, but with anime. Something like that. We also have Diecast. Hello, Diecast.
Hey, everybody.
Diecast is in a hotel room, so if he sounds horrible, blame the hotel Wi-Fi. We have Matt.
Hello.
Don.
Hello.
John.
Yo.
And Rob.
Hello.
Hey, guys. You know, we are right at the end of the Elf on a Shelf Warmer campaign. It's like, if you have something, you need to drop it in a box. If you're watching the video, you can see that I still have my tree up, the Elf on the Shelf Warmer tree, and I still have toys up. I'm going to drop them off tomorrow. So, if you haven't yet, there's still time. Go to a store, buy a toy, drop it in a box, make a child's life better this year. It's easy. So, oh yeah, also, hashtag Elf on a Shelf Warmer, share it on the internet somewhere, and if I see it, I'll reshare it. Miguel had a really huge donation. That Masters of the Universe, Castle Grayskull from Mega Constructs. Like, that's crazy. That's going to make some kid really happy this year. I saw that this past week. That's insane. You know, I was talking to my friend Chris Triplett, who's occasionally on the podcast, very rarely, like sometimes around our Toy Fair live stream whenever we've had that. But we were talking about stuff that we had picked up, and a couple years ago I picked up that, and I say a couple years ago, I don't know how long it's been now, that Ollie's find a Fortress Maximus when he was, what, $40, something like that. And I dropped that in a box for Toys for Tots. And I'm certain the kid that got it was very happy because it's a gigantic toy. Whether Don likes the toy or not, it's large. But often also I wonder when we do this, like if we drop a Transformer in a box or a Ninja Turtle, like, does it like make the kid interested? I'd really like to know that. I'd really be interested in knowing if any of these donations, you know, have had any lasting impact. Doesn't matter. That's not important. Like, making a kid happy the holiday season is the important thing. But like, I have been curious if something like that has sparked the interest in a kid. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure I got my first toy around Christmas. My first Transformer. I'm here 40 years later. Okay. Let's see here. Last week, if you listen to the show, we had an addition, like a late insert into the recording, where we covered all of the stuff from Cybertron Con 2024. So, honestly, I think we probably can dig a little deeper into that. So, if you are going to tfradio.net/913, that's the link for the show notes. We link out to primarily bwtf.com, Benny's website this week, for all of the news. But I don't think we talked. Hey, Ben, we love you, Ben. I don't think we talked about Fugitive Waspinator. Didn't we miss that entirely? That hadn't popped up yet.
I think so. Like, as we were recording, that information was still coming out. So some of the pictures we had were still a little blurry. Some pictures we didn't have at all yet, like Solus Prime's toy we didn't have pictures of.
Yeah. So we knew about this, didn't we? This was in a prior leak, was it not?
Yeah. But
I don't remember. I know that we hadn't like had any pictures or anything of it. I like it. I skipped that Bumblebee.
It's a good toy. Like, I like that Bumblebee. It is entirely too small for the price point it's at, which is like, I really like this Waspinator, but I don't know if I can pay that again.
That's understandable. It's sort of illustrated the whole. It's not a size; it's a price point for the deluxe class. with what they've told us before.
Yeah, I mean it does look nice, but like I think I like it better than the Bumblebee, honestly. But just yeah, I mean you can see where the feet fall in that package mock-up. It is small.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a small toy anyway. But it's I like the look of it.
It's a small toy after all.
Yeah,
It's a small toy after all.
But a good one.
Yes.
So should I be picking up the Bumblebee to go with my animated Optimus Prime and the Motormaster?
Yes.
Yes.
I need to get that Optimus Prime still.
Well, especially with the upgrade kit coming out, Rob. If you want to do the end of the show Optimus, because it also gives him a trailer.
Oh, nice. That is a temptation. I will.
I'll put a link in there so you can see it.
Okay, thank you.
Thoughts on Solus Prime?
I like
Solus Prime looks really good, actually.
Yeah. Like there's just a couple little touches about this that I particularly like. For one, a lot of the female Transformers tend to have very thin arms. Solus Prime does not. She looks like she swings a hammer. Looks, a little bit of what passes for definition on a robot arm. She's got some. And also just the fact that, what you would call like kibble on any other design, they actually made sure as a blacksmith that she has an apron. So that is a really nice touch. It is a really well thought out design.
Yeah.
So, okay, apron. I was thinking it was the dress that hangs from the front and the back, kind of like, who was it? Andromeda in the Clash of the Titans. So it's an apron.
That's how I'm choosing to interpret it, because a blacksmith would have one.
Yeah, that's the feeling it's given off. I also like she has a truck mode pretty much, and I was expecting like a beefier backpack on here, but it actually folds away pretty well.
Yeah. Also, I think I've said before, just the fact that they do have like a kind of unified aesthetic for the Cybertronian vehicles at this point that has carried forward since at least as far back as Titan's Return. I do like that.
Yeah. And Rob, you were right, Rob, when you said about the definition and stuff, because so many female characters just get this bad proportion where they're not like stable. And I'm glad she has the kind of balance with the arms and everything, because with her swinging a hammer, her arms are going to get Thor. So, there's that.
Dawn. That's so bad. Sorry. So bad. So is she a pre-tool for something, do we think?
Not
Probably
that we know of yet.
No, probably another one of the.
Yeah.
No cat.
Yeah, unless
Snowcat.
Yeah,
I'd take it.
Unless they use that mold to make one of her descendants that we haven't seen yet.
Might not be a terrible opportunity to make Pyra Magna from the IDW comics. That's a possibility. I mean, basically, there's a lot of characters, especially from IDW Volume 1, that they could use this mold for.
Moonstar or Moonracer, Firestar, they could use new toys because the only thing they have is that one mold that's shared between 4 of them.
Oh, right, yeah. I can't believe they made a combiner out of one limb mold.
But I have it.
I do too.
Who is it?
I forget the name they gave it, but the
Power of the Prime's female Autobots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Orthana.
Sure.
Orthana? Yeah, something like that.
Sure, Dawn. We'll go with that.
I know the name he's getting towards, and I can't remember what it is exactly. Orthia.
Orthia. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that was...
Chris is in the Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, and he and Anani TF both said Orthia at the same time.
Yeah, and they said that when they mentioned that character originally, it was the first combining female figure, and I'm thinking Victorion would probably want to have a word with you about that.
Did they advertise it as that? Okay.
Yeah.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, I remember seeing some copies saying how that set with Elita 1 was the first female combiner, and I'm thinking Victorion would probably want to have a word with
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. What else do we have? We have Prime and Prime and Red Alert. We had a complete Red Alert last week, didn't we?
Except for the head, I think.
Oh, we didn't have the head. Okay.
Like I think this was at the point like we had the artwork, but we may not have seen the actual toy yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did we talk about Prime and Prime?
I mean,
I'm sure we did. That's probably one of the first ones they showed off.
yeah.
Yeah.
In various times in various capacities, I know we did.
Yeah, I think we did because I remember saying how it's another Cybertron truck.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I want to point out that most of us here, except for Diecast, weren't that thrilled with the 13 primes and everything like that. But you know what the only things that sold out on Hasbro Pulse so far are?
Really?
Star Convoy and the primes.
Oh,
Interesting.
Star Convoy sold out. When I last looked, he hadn't sold out yet.
I need to make up my
So
mind faster
I
on that.
I was wrong. I was wrong. Apparently, these are quite popular.
Well, it's definitely filling in a niche that we haven't. We have names and mythos for these characters that we've never had a physical representation for, other than the ones that made it into the Pretender shells. So
Toy of a trivia question.
yeah, and also they don't look that hollow. I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of hollowness on the inside of the legs. With so it looks like they
I
could
mean,
be
Rima does on the back because his wheels flip around to fill in that gap
right.
in robot mode.
But the legs look like they're going to combine wars up anyway. So it's just going to be flip out the wheels, and that hollow space is for the upper part of the leg.
Yeah, I think they like fold over.
I do like the Star Saber that comes with it. That looks really nice.
Yeah.
It's the toy.
I still
sorry.
want them to throw that head on a G1 mold though.
Yeah.
I need my 5 Faces of Darkness Sunbow.
Yeah.
That just
this is such a weird compromise between the aligned design and the original. It's just it's one of those things where the body's just aligned enough that the Sunbow head doesn't look right. So they just picked one.
If somebody wanted to customize one, honestly, you could take that and probably throw it on a Studio Series 86 rec car and be pretty close.
Yeah. What are you trying to say, Don?
But I'm saying I love the way Prime and Prime looks, and I like the highlights of blue, but it needs a little more color somewhere. Because I mean, it's balanced as far as I like the blue, I like the white, I like the gray, and the eyes are blue as well. It's just I don't know where they would put any more color, but it's just it needs a little more color somewhere. But I don't know what they would do.
Let's see. If I were doing it, I'd probably put a little bit in that little section, a little bit of the midsection that is a separate part. That would probably help, break up some of the grays a little bit.
Yeah.
I do agree that it could use a little more color. Like the blue highlights are nice, but it's not quite enough to keep it from looking like a black and white photograph. So yeah, just a little more color would be nice. Or if we were still doing like silver paint in any kind of great quantity, like a little bit of that, because the aligned version of Prima is just a solid massive silver, and this is just like silver gray plastic of the kind we have seen many a year. I would not mind as like a like other colors probably be better, but just a little bit of brighter silver to help break things up would not hurt anything either.
Yeah. And I'm sure Toy Hacks will do a sticker sheet or something to try to make it pop a little.
Make a sticker
The only
sheet to cover his
problem-
chest and make it look Sunbow.
Yeah. The only problem if you go too bright with the silver, then the nylon plastic that they can't paint looks really off. So maybe
Yeah.
that's why they were trying to balance
Yeah.
it a little bit.
It would kind of look like
it's got a good balance right now.
Yeah, it would. You're right, Diecast, because it would kind of look like the random chrome on the old Hinkai figures, how they would just chrome random parts and it would stick out like a sore thumb.
I was trying to parse if that was a pun or not, and I decided it's not. So we didn't. Did we? I know that we've talked extensively about Megatronus, but last week.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I only have one addition to the previous conversations, which is that before I saw the package shot, I was starting to wonder if the flame pieces actually came off, and it's nice to see that they do.
Yes. Yeah. We've talked pretty extensively about Megatronus, but for people who didn't catch the conversation last week, because we did not stream it, Grimlock, of course, is G2 Grimlock, which we knew. It's dark blue. It's not turquoise, and he comes with Wheelie, who is basically deco painted as the Wild Boy of Quintessa.
The Wild Boy of Quintessa, which Crit's called that one. So
yeah,
he was right there.
Yeah, they said that someone said this was a G2 color scheme, and it's like, I guess if you had to make it thematically work with a G2 Grimlock, but it's still that wheelie.
It's a canonical color scheme where they would have to create something new.
Yeah, and again, I'm
kind of like
which
how
they've done before.
Yeah, they have
Power Glide and Combiner Wars.
Meanwhile, there was Shockwave in the Bruticus set that kind of adapted Action Master Shockwave as a G2 color scheme, and that I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and I'm sure Non-F will bring out their wheelie upgrade kit to make it a fully transforming robot if you needed to go that route.
Yeah, but yeah, this was the most common color scheme, I believe, for that G2 Grimlock as well. So
yeah,
the teal one existed. I wound up with the early run in G1 colors. I want to say it may have turned up in some of the other colors too, but
I'm pretty sure he only exists in G1 colors, blue and turquoise. I don't believe there's a red and green version of him out there.
Okay.
I don't recall seeing.
Think so.
Yeah,
I thought I remembered seeing one as a kid, but it's been a very long time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I really want it, and it makes me feel stupid for how many versions of this mold that I have.
Oh, Brian, I ordered two. I don't feel stupid at all. That's a great mold, providing it hasn't degraded too bad by this point. And if we're getting a blue G2 Grimlock, and with what the gentleman who did the stream alluded to at the end, we may be able to get all 5 G2 leader Dinobots.
Well, he said all the G2 Dinobots, which
I know that's
three
those
of them.
3.
Yeah.
But I can't see them not reusing those molds and getting another use out of them and completing the set as they've been wont to do.
I mean, we did get the unproduced G2 Grimlock in the Walmart wave last year.
Yeah. Tiger Stripe,
Yeah, I only have the original version of the Grimlock mold, and I'm just I'm kind of torn. I think I can justify one other, and I'm kind of torn between Tiger Force Grimlock and Comic Grimlock, and I'm just trying to make up my mind.
Both. Just get both, Rob.
He wants one or the other, Don. It's a binary choice.
No, it's not. It should never be a binary choice when it comes to that mold.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the comic one comes with all the swords.
Yeah, comes with all the swords and the crown, and
but I'm Tiger Force is
$30. It was clearance, so it's probably pretty cheap still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I want to get it. Blue is obviously it's G2 color. It's just not a crazy G2 color. But a blue dinosaur is pretty crazy when you think about it.
But blue, when you put it with red and green for the other two,
or red and red, or green and green. Okay, let's see here. What else is out there that we haven't talked about, or we can dig into a little bit more? So, Optimus Prime. I just can't say that.
I refuse to call him that. Yeah, he is Star Convoy.
Yeah.
So he is much larger than I thought from last week. When we talked about this in the extra content for the show, what we inserted in, not extra content. If you listen to RSC 912, you got it in. We just put it in like after what we got this week. So he is substantially larger than a leader class, and he's larger than a commander.
And chunky too.
He's chunky, yeah.
There's a lot of plastic there.
Yeah, he's not as large as some of the other, or any of the other Titan class figures. Doesn't look like, but he's much larger than basically anything else that's coming out.
Yeah, so they did show the Superion standing next to him, and Superion comes up to about the bottom of his chest.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, he's gonna be tall.
Yeah. Man, I was gonna say what Commander class wise, we've gotten some larger figures, and we've squeezed in characters like Hot Rod or Rodimus into there. Scale doesn't exist. I'm just trying to figure out like how I would play with this. I guess exclusively as a Micromaster base almost. Like he doesn't really go with anything other than like Micromasters.
Looking at that base mode though, I'm gonna say again, if they wanted to do a Power Master Optimus Prime, I feel like there's enough framework here in the base mode that they could probably do some of their partial engineering.
Well, I bet they can. I'm sure they can. I'm sure they could squeeze it out.
Yeah, and I don't feel like that would be an unreasonable thing to do in the new, apparently slightly smaller Titan class. So
yeah, and Shouta in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, says he doesn't go with anything yet.
this is true.
Fair.
That is an excellent point.
Yeah. And I mean,
Star Convoy is supposed to be big anyway, so like he goes with my collection just fine.
Yeah, but this is larger. This is like a good deal larger than the original Star Convoy.
Okay, yeah.
Until we get the Overlord to go with him.
Yeah.
In the Discord, Chris says that Mark said directly Star Convoy is 15 inches tall.
Okay, that's big.
Yeah. And like we talked about in the addendum, I mean, this price point opens up a ton of things that wouldn't fit in Commander budget-wise without being trashed, and it wouldn't fit in the new higher main Titan price point for being overpriced for what you're getting without a whole bunch of extra crap in there to make the value. This middle ground price point could get us Magnaboss, Tripredicus, Road Caesar, JRX, Rail Racer. This opens up a whole window of opportunity for figures we
see.
might not otherwise get.
Yeah, we'll see.
To be honest, I feel like we've all been sitting here for a while now going, so what else is there to do in the Titan class? And the answer seems to be slightly smaller figures in a slightly cheaper Titan class, and I'm actually just fine with that.
This opens up a whole lot of possibilities that we weren't even considering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like in the regular big Titan class, who do we really have left? A new Metroplex, Spanner, maybe.
A much better Fortress Maximus.
A better Fortress. Well, we'll get that if we get a new Metroplex. But there's really
no shared engineering. Completely different molds.
I know. Yes. I'm just saying.
My thought also is that if this is the Titan class now, if we do see a new Metroplex or Fortress Maximus, that is probably going to go to HasLab.
And I hate that because I need repaints.
I mean, so 15 inches is bigger than my G1 Metroplex. You could just have Metroplex at this size. So that's
I don't
possible.
think it would be any good.
No, because then he doesn't go with Trypticon. And
Trypticon is also not quite 15 inches tall either. Yeah. You said it wouldn't be any good. My G1 Metroplex, I would say, is better than my Titan Return Metroplex, and he's
definitely
much more
a sturdier toy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited about this. I certainly love Star Convoy. I'll take any Star Convoy I can get. In the Discord, Manicare said, "Isn't Star Convoy too big to be reused as Power Master Optimus Prime?" Yeah, probably, but it, who's to say?
It could work.
Yeah,
I think it could work. The one last thing I did want to say on Star Convoy is that it looks like they're still using that same ramp connection, which I like.
Yeah, and also, let's see here. Shada said I could go for a stocky Metroplex. The Thrilling 30 is too lanky. Was it? I guess it was Thrilling 30. That was before Titan's Return. That was much longer ago than I was thinking.
Yeah, it was
That
2013.
Metroplex, and this is my complaint about people saying, well, they already did Metroplex, but that was it was the Fall of Cybertron or War for Cybertron Metroplex. It was not a G1 Metroplex. So really, they have
Close
not
enough.
done a G1 Metroplex.
I mean, you don't make a straight. None of these toys are straight up, other than Missing Link toys and the G1 Universe Optimus Prime. None of them are like straight up reimagine or redos of the original toy. Like he's close enough.
Scorponok's pretty close.
Yeah, well, right, but he's pretty close. He's close enough to be G1 Metroplex in that aesthetic. Like I'd never think of him as anything but
for me.
Okay. Let's see here. We also have. Oh gosh, are we done with all of the? Oh no, we still have. We talked about, of course, about Silverbolt and the Superion, the skeleton version or the skeleton mode.
I don't like it. I've looked at it 100 times in pictures. The legs are just off to me. I was even comparing it with like G1's screenshots on Google Images, and it was just there's something about it. Like Menasor worked and Superion, the way I think it's the way they colored the leg panels. They don't even look like the front, the chest of the robots. I think that's what's really throwing me off. It's just there's something about it that just makes me want to throw it against a wall.
It's polarizing. A lot of people are not loving it. A lot of people love it. I am fine.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm more than fine with it.
I am perfectly
the
happy.
colors on those legs might be off Diecast, but like it's not enough to make me not love it.
Yeah.
I'm
And
perfectly fine with my Combiner Wars Superions.
Right.
I will stick with that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if they didn't use this framework to get it at this price point, we'd have to look at what they did for the Constructicons and have them each engineered, especially like silver. That would have been the other route they would have gone. Like
the Scramble City style combiners, they're not going to do that. I think they're going to look for some sort of consistent deal. Even
the Constructicons just got that because they're not Scramble.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I know.
Even if we only got Superion or we only got that Menasor and nothing else, it would be something like this, because just the whole aesthetic of those toys is that arm, leg, body. It'll work something like this, where like it doesn't work that way with Devastator. So let's see here. What do you think about the Air Raid and Slingshot?
I think they look great.
They're fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with those guys.
Do we like them better than Combiner Wars?
Bots.
Their individual robot modes, I would say I absolutely like them better than Combiner Wars. And we actually got a Slingshot this time. Instead of having to wait like a year for Takara to do it. Slingshot's forearms are a little weird, but that just has to do with the transformation and the way they fit into the fuselage of the jet. So,
do we expect eventually they'll do G2 Superion, right?
Hope so.
Maybe.
I mean, they have to figure out how they're going to finish doing G2 Menasor first. I would think.
So maybe not.
Yeah,
it didn't work out too well for them last time. So I'm not really expecting that.
Oh, you mean how it sold, or it didn't sell?
Yeah.
Right.
It clearanced out. I forgot how little I paid for mine, but I didn't pay much for it.
If that was really an issue, though, they wouldn't have done Menasor in G2 colors this time.
Yeah. I also love the fact the Slingshot chest is the perfect square shape for someone to do a Rolls Royce third-party add-on. So
I was thinking the same. I was thinking that too, Don. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I guess the only thing left really from Cybertron Con is the collaborative Sonic cross Transformers.
I don't hate them. I'm not big on the car. The car is my least favorite of the two, but I don't hate them.
I don't much care for. I really don't like Sonic, and I don't much care for Tails.
Well, I had a thing for the biplanes from the movie line as being just something so very different. So I'm forgiving a little more of the kibble that it has, but for someone who's not a Sonic fan, other than the opening credits to Sonic Sat AM, I think they look pretty good in vehicle mode. They're very tight. There's not a lot of gaps and stuff. It looks like so. I think it'll be interesting. It's weird that they're $10 less on Pulse than at Target as well.
I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't just call them Sonic and Tails. Like they have different names: Blue Bolster or Booster and Wingtail. And like I don't
Well,
know.
that's
I
like
guess if you're in box,
Agent Knight instead of Kit.
Yeah,
yeah,
they all have
Like,
their own
there's
names.
yeah, there's
basically.
precedents.
Yeah, and
yeah,
judging
but
by, go ahead.
those were like cars that never had a robot mode. I guess these are characters that never had a. I don't know.
Well,
Well,
It's
they're
weird to me a
they're
little
the
bit.
characters' vehicles that have robot modes.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
in the video it shows there's a Cybertron escape pod or something crashing on the Sonic world, and two different bots scan those for vehicle modes. So that's where they came from, according to the video.
Okay. So Sonic, the vehicle mode, I think we had talked a little bit about this last week, but to me it does look like the car that Sonic drives in Sonic All-Star Racing transformed. And Tails, of course, is the biplane from Sonic 2 and 3 and whatever else he's been in.
Yeah. Well, he's a biplane because the one in Sonic 2 and 3 did not have an enclosed cockpit.
Yeah, that's true. And Sonic, the car from Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed also didn't have like the canopy on it. It was a convertible.
Yeah, so slightly different designs. It happens. I am just like Don. I'm kind of tempted on these because of the biplane, just because it's nice to get some unusual alt modes out there. But also, I believe we've got like Hearts of Steel figures coming next year, so I may just hold out for that for weird aircraft.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done with the Cybertron Con stuff. I think the next one is really for Diecast. This Yolopark AMK Pro Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime color prototype. What do you think?
it's good. I don't know that I need it, but their stuff is really nice and it does look detailed pretty well. Yeah, I might pick it up if I see it on a sale. I'm not gonna pre-order it,
I
but
figured this would be your
man,
jam.
it looks great. Uh, I can't say anything bad about it. They're doing almost every Optimus Prime, and maybe I just need to get it just to have it in the collection of Optimus Primes because I know they're doing I believe a last night Optimus Prime also. So you could have just a whole consistent Optimus Prime shelf of all the same size, their Pro series. Yeah, now I'm talking myself into this one.
Would you rather have this or the last night?
I think I would rather have the last night just
Ugh.
because the last night is very hard to do in a Transformer.
Okay.
That's
We
true.
have a couple good Transformers in this mold.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Last item in the news. Also linking to bwtf.com. This is from a Mexican retail site, Soriana. We have the first look at Authentic's Alpha Class Mirage. Alpha Class is like the boxed larger figures. Well, not the super large. I guess there's a larger scale than this, but like the nicer figures from the Authentics line. And I mean, if you squint, it actually doesn't look that bad like most of the other toys in this scale. Don, I figured you would like this. Am I wrong?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Mirage has always been one of those low key. Again, I've talked on how much I still love the classics Mirage to this day. And I think for an Authentics basic one, it's a little lanky, but I really like it. And if I see one, I'll pick it up. Although around here, your Dollar Generals and your Family Dollars are such a mess. Finding anything is like a needle in a haystack.
I have to say, most of the Dollar Generals are a mess, but I have one that is pristine. I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing. So
I actually really like the vehicle mode on this. I think it's the vehicle mode is definitely the winner. The robot mode, like Don said, is a little lanky, but not hateful. I think it'd be a good toy for like, a 5, 6 year old maybe. Um, I like the box too. I think the box is more eye-catching than the new like uh Age of Primes. Like I just don't like the new packaging. It's very dark.
yeah, it is a little dark, and this is like nice and bright and everything. It'll jump off jump off at you at the dollar store shelf, where a lot of the packaging is really generic and ugly. So, yeah, the Age of the Primes boxes are a little too dark for my taste. But
The artwork is great on them, but
yeah,
it's just I'll have to see it on the shelf to see how the shelf presence is, but
yeah,
I don't think it's going to have a great shelf presence.
yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, Black Series doesn't either, and Marvel Legends almost never does. So
Yeah, unless it's like the retro card or something that stands out.
yeah, this doesn't. Okay, let's jump to what we got this week. Of course, we discussed what Transformers we got, and the off-topic or ham sandwich portion is exclusive to our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Diecast, you're in a hotel, so you don't have anything with you, but did you get anything this past week?
Yeah, I got luckily after someone went on Walmart.com and bought a whole bunch of bombshells, I was able to get one. Unlike I think it was Soundwave, who I went back to get another and someone had bought them all. Uh,
There was less demand for
so
Bombshell, which is probably, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, so I did get bombshell. Um, God, I know I'm forgetting stuff. I also did just an update on the Fans Toys Ultra Magnus that I got. I did go through and do the transformation. That cab is a nightmare to transform. Like absolute nightmare, and it's scaring me because that's the same mold that Optimus Prime is going to be, and it is not a fun transformation.
Which one was it,
Um,
Diecast? I'm sorry.
the Ultra Magnus, the Fans Toys Ultra Magnus.
Oh, yeah. No.
So that Prime, while it's gonna look good, you're not gonna want to transform it. The pan, it's just almost impossible to get everything lined up and looking good, and it's a long process. So
It
the
shouldn't
other
be
thing
that
I got,
difficult or
which is
complicated to turn a guy into a cube, you know?
yeah, it's a pretty intense transformation. And then I also got, thanks to Rob, I got a Count Dracula from the cartoon or from the serial.
Sweet. Cool. Matt, did you get anything?
Yes, I also got a bombshell and ramhorn before you bought them all, Brian.
I didn't buy them all. They're still available.
Yeah. Now I gotta go back and get shrapnel and kickback because I didn't pick them up the first time around. But I just got bombshell because I needed ramhorn. Now I need the other two Insecticons because that's how
That's
my
how they
brain
get
works.
you.
And yeah. Also on sale through Walmart, they had the was the leader class 3-pack, I think, for Thundertron and
Yeah.
$25, I think, something like that.
yeah,
29, yeah.
Nightstrike. Yeah, it was 29. So I wanted Nightstrike, so I was willing to bite on that. Um, Thundertron looks like he's had a really bad day at some point because he's got a peg leg, a hook hand, and an eye patch all on the same side of his body. So feel bad for the guy, but my pirates have a captain now, so It also came with the Rock Lord, which is painted really nice, like lots of beautiful, sparkly shades of blue. But yeah, this is my first of the Rock Lord figures, and it's not doing anything for me. So
Same. I skipped them all until I got that 3-pack, and it's not for me.
no, no, they for me, I think they should have done another year Junkions, but so it goes. But and Diecast also sent to me uh many more shelf risers for my display.
Heck yeah.
So thank you very much, Diecast.
No
Cool.
problem.
Donald, what'd you get?
Well, thanks to Rob, I got both myself and Hank got gifts. I got the complete cops off of my wish list.
Awesome.
So thank you, Rob,
They
for that.
are fighting crime in the future.
In future time. And also he sent Hank some Temptations cat treats, and I appreciate Rob going the extra mile to make sure they didn't have any wire flavored. They
Yeah,
didn't.
I did check for that.
What's
But
wire flavored? I don't get this.
As in
he chewed
headphone
through my
wire
wire.
flavored. Yeah, when he
Tastes like
chewed through
wires.
Don's headphone wires a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Because
I get
he
it.
chews through anything that's a wire he loves to chew on.
That was a costly
Yeah,
treat.
it cost him. Yeah, it cost me
Yes.
about. Yeah, it did. But thank you, Rob. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Target has a sale going on right now, so I was able to pick up a whole bunch of random things at a pretty good discount. But I wound up getting 2 more of the Gamer Series drones because they worked out to be about $12 a piece. So now
Nice.
I've got plenty for the display to have some cannon fodder for that. I picked up off of Walmart's website from deep discount DVD of all places. I decided to get the reformatting Super 7 Megatron. It was about $35 cheaper on Walmart than it was on their own website, even with their sale price. I don't know, but I wanted to get that to put with my around my Unicrons and like that. So I got that. I picked up today, just came in today, the first of the new Craftsman toy, a third-party company, Legends class Nosecone for their Legends class Computron. Looks great. Plastic, having a chance to transform in. Plastic feels good. Joints feel solid. He comes with his X-ray blaster, the 2 missiles, and then he's got his foot component here. So they're actually making the actual the most of the body part, and then they're just using the foot. Unlike Lyle Kaiser, where they're using like that shell, but again, you have to have a bigger figure for that. So really looking forward to getting this set. The Technobots are really overlooked a lot, so looking forward to that. And the last thing I got on topic was I decided after watching a couple of reviews, I needed a new Bruticus, Masterpiece Bruticus. I have the Ocular Max G2 version, but my last regular Masterpiece version was the Warbatron. So it's time for a new G1 Bruticus. So I started off with Magic Square's new MP scale with Swindle. And that's what I got on topic this week.
John?
Nothing for me this week.
Rob?
Yeah, I got quite a few things. First off, thank you to Diecast for sending me Legacy Slipstream off of my Amazon wish list. That is a really nice figure. It's based off the Windblade mold. And I'll say in the photos, I didn't think that the chest paint and like purple plastic mismatch was as severe as as people were making it out to be. In person, it very much is. Yes, I feel like there needs to be like another like intermediate shade of purple on this somewhere, just as trim to kind of help bring the whole thing together. But apparently non-F is also going to be doing just like closer matches as part of an upgrade kit, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Other than that, it's a really nice figure. There's really not a great place to mount the seeker guns in robot mode, but they do, you can put them on the forearms, and they're approximate, just like a little further down than I might find ideal. But yeah, I have really appreciated Diecast. That is a really nice looking figure. So thank you much.
No problem.
From Grant, aka Hellcat86 on our Discord, also off my wish list. Since wish list things I believe count regardless. I got Lord Deathman from the Batman 66 action figure line. Looks really good. Haven't opened it yet. Want to mess with it when I have time, and definitely needed to get the Jiro Kuwata Batman to go with it now. And let's see, on topic, I also got I did get Missing Link Bumblebee. I like him. He is kind of scary, just very, very stiff joints, and just so much, everything John said about him, absolutely true. I was just not expecting him to be quite so scary in hand to actually like move some of those parts, because yeah, just like especially folding the feet back and forth to transform, those joints are so stiff. It is really something. But it is, I got that from Surigaya. They sent it to me in one of their usual like 11 by 16 shipping cartons, shrink wrapped to a giant slab of cardboard. It's like you open it up and there's this package the size of an index card, and you can't help but thinking, that this package could have been an email. It's tiny.
Yeah, I had a mini-con sent to me that way.
Amazing. But yeah, I like it. I'm glad I got it. I don't know if they ever do a Missing Link Wind Charger. I will probably do that. There might be a couple other mini cards I will cherry pick here and there if they do them. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing like a whole range of $40 scary robots. I also got, because Hasbro Pulse got them back in stock, some of the Star Raiders deluxes. I got Lockdown, who is really nice looking, but like every time I end up getting, I have still not gotten any of the other deluxe Junkion molds. I have like this mold in 3 different colors, and I am not a big fan of that mold. Just like transforming it, I find very difficult, because just something about the way the shoulders are molded makes that end of the car kind of difficult to get lined up. I feel like the things like the pegs have to be at like a weird angle, and if you get it wrong, arms will just start popping loose, and it is an exercise in frustration. But it looks.
I find those molds are best used to mashed into large Junkion monstrosities.
Well, I have 3 of them now, so I will keep that in mind. But yeah, it's a good looking figure. It comes with some good fairly good accessories and like that. But yeah, of the 3 I got, it is probably the one I'm feeling the least. Next up is Cannonball, which is of course yet another version of the Skids mold. Given that we're getting an Armada red alert here, and that the light bar has a space pirate insignia logo molded into it, I'm gonna guess there are probably no plans to get a Cybertron red alert out of this in the future. It's not bad. I feel like just from the very slight differences in the body, it's a little bit harder to transform than the previous Skids family. The fact that he has tiny fake car doors on his shoulders underneath the hood of the car kind of is one of those things that drives me crazy if I think about it too hard. But he looks great. He definitely less weird in terms of transformation than the original version of that mold, where like basically the entire bottom of the car folded up to become feet in these weird like scissor legs. It was bizarre. And also I do like that the light bar does have a port for the tiny Cyber Planet key it comes with. Like I kind of like that the Cyber Planet keys are consistent across all of these. That is nice. And lastly, I also got Filch, which is the Cyberverse character molded from Kingdom Air Razor. And I really like that. That is a nice remold. The colors are great. Like my favorite things of the week basically apparently came in teal and purple in terms of Transformers. So, but yeah, it's a good mold. I still really like that Air Razor. I feel like the surface detailing is a little bit dumb way to put it, rough. Just like that's another one that I mess with it too long and it hurts my fingers. Like I'm getting sick of that as I get older. Like just transforming some of these figures actually hurts, and that's both the fault of my fingers and the figures. And I'd like them both to be a little bit better, honestly. But Transformers wise, I believe that is everything I got this week.
Cool.
Yeah. Real quick, I just realized that Nightstrike plugs onto Thundertron's shoulder, and I kind of love that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of tiny little slots for the feet. It's great.
Yeah.
So on Blue Sky, Chris Triplett, a man of the town, mentioned that there was Uno Flip Transformers. I guess it's a Uno sub game or variant, but it's Transformers themed with the whole Mattel Hasbro partnership. So I got that. Diecast was throwing shade about a purchase that I made, which is Bombshell, the retro collection. So yeah, I might have bought like 10 or 15 of the hot rods when they were cheap. I might have done the same thing with Soundwave. And I might have done the same thing with Bombshell. And I might have done the same thing with the first version of Blaster that Walmart had. This is something that I do. So it's still available. My cart, I'm not buying them. I'm not buying any more, but my Walmart.com cart has 99 of them in it. It's not going away. So I didn't deprive anybody. But I have it just in case I might need more in the future. So got that. And I got one of my 2025 calendars. So if you don't know, calendars cycle the years because there are only so many ways that the days and months line up. So in 2025, 1986 works again. So I got a Transformers calendar from Hoyle Products. So the people that make, one of the people that make trading cards. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It also comes with 600 stickers, but each one is like, first thought it was, I guess it's some variation of the box art for these, and they look like they might have been copied and pasted into onto like backdrops. It's kind of awkward, but it's cool and I like it. So I'm not certain if this will go up at work. Because I also have a sweet 1986 Star Trek calendar there. All movie stuff. It's like movie aesthetic. But yeah, that's something that I got this week as well. And I think that's it. Let's jump to Off Topic or Ham Sandwiches, which again is exclusive to patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. I'm going to go first. I got a 1986 Hoyle Products Masters of the Universe calendar. And I bought this one sealed, brand new. Nobody's ever touched it.
Nice.
Yeah, and the sticker sheets that were in the Transformers one, exact same sticker sheets, except I tore them out because I don't want them there. And it's like with the Transformers one, I guess I want to somehow retain the artifactness of it. There's some sort of, I guess by virtue of being a Transformer, I care more about it. So I don't want to like destroy it. But you kind of, to get use of the December calendar, you kind of have to, because it blocks the art from the calendar with the actual calendar. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But that's what I got Off Topic this week. Diecast, what about you?
The main thing I got was more parts for my half scale R2D2 from Fan Home. So I got more parts for that so I can start building it.
Well, I don't know what that is.
It's a
half scale R2D2.
It's pretty much that you build yourself. So you know how they have those build your own Ecto 1, build your own Iron Man or something. This is that same, only it's a R2D2 and it's fully functioning. It actually does like the hologram features and everything. Has a pop-up lightsaber. The it can move around. It has a sentry mode. It has a follow mode, so it can do a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of wires and LEDs and all this stuff. It looks really good.
And you buy it in parts.
Yeah, it's a subscription one.
Is it because
So
it's too
you
expensive to buy it at once? Is that why it is? I don't. Why would you do? Why would somebody do this?
Well, it's a whole experience because, you get a magazine that talks about like LEDs and the history of Star Wars and the history of R2D2.
Sounds like what Eagle Moss was doing with their Enterprise and a few other things.
It's like before we were talking about buying half a combiner or half a transformer. What if they go to business?
Well,
Yeah, that's possible.
What if you go?
I
What if you go
mean,
broke and can't afford like the last 3 pieces?
That's possible. Yeah.
I hate this idea.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that won't happen, but So
I have to set up a GoFundMe to finish my R2D2. That would be great. I hope that doesn't happen to anybody, but if it does, I want the link shared with me.
But it just looks so good, and to have I would really love it if it was full scale, but I guess half scale will do.
That's pretty insane though, because a half scale is still really large.
Yeah.
Have you ever been around somebody who's built an R2D2 that's like full size?
I never got to see it in person. I've seen
Ginormous.
photos of it. Yeah.
And not ginormous as in like person size, but like, it's like a very large, it's like a pretty good sized trash can.
Yeah.
Sorry to crap all over your R2D2. I think it's actually pretty cool. I just don't get the desire to do it that way.
I mean, it's really the only way to do it. I mean, I don't know of any other way to build an R2D2. So
Yeah, I guess it's like how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time?
Yeah.
It's just
They've also done like
lazy.
very large Mazinger Z figures in this fashion in Japan, and just like looking at the like sheer number of parts to do that, I'd love to have one, but I am not tracking down like 100 back issues of Giant Robot.
Yeah, like they should start selling Lego kits that way. Like I want to get a Death Star, and I want to get one brick at a time.
Ever play the Return of the Jedi game for the Atari 2600?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That is exactly where my mind went when you said
well,
that.
I mean, Lego kind of does it.
How do they do it? I'm just giving you too much crap about this, but I can't let it go. I'm like a dog who's got a bone.
Yeah, at least with the like Harry Potter, the castle, I think you can buy pieces at a time and they all connect, I think.
Is it because it's too expensive and they don't think that people will spend that much money? But believe me, they will. Or like, they think they can get more money out of people by doing this.
I think they're selling the experience. Like,
So it's higher margin is what it is. When you throw the word experience in, it just means high margin. Okay. Okay, cool. What else, Diecast? I'm sorry. I will not say anything bad about anything else you got.
I actually think that's it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll give you a hug next time I see you. Matt.
Nothing off topic.
Okay. Don.
Yeah, a couple of things. I mentioned last week that I got on sale the Valaverse van, Desert Assault van. Well, the missile launcher came today. That with the sale, the missile launcher basically paid for. That's how big this missile launcher is. It's fairly significant.
Podcast audience has no idea what you're talking about. So please don't do that.
I'm sorry. I apologize. It's bigger than my phone.
I'm such a horrible person.
But it's got it's very hefty. Looking forward to adding that to it. Sticking with the military theme, I got part of the Target offer. I got a Night Creeper for like $12.
I don't know that I have Night Creeper yet.
So I figured I can use a second one for that. Sticking again with the Valaverse, there's an app out called Shop that a lot of companies use.
It's Shopify, isn't it? That's their in-house app. So
I think
if it is, like half the sites on the internet use it.
Okay. Well, they wound up sending me like $5 free shop cash.
Yeah.
So part of the Valorverse sale, I got the female Desert Trooper and I got her weapons gear. So with the shop cash, basically the shipping was free, and now my Desert Vanguard has a gunner to go on the thing. Got this from the Disney store, which is unexpected purchase. It's Max and Goof from a Goofy movie in their fishing gear when they're out doing the
That's a ham
little,
sandwich.
little road trip. Yep.
That's a hell of a ham sandwich, Don.
Yeah, but it's a Goofy movie. I mean, it's a cult classic for a reason.
I don't understand, so I'm sure the listeners don't understand. What is that, like a card?
No,
What's
a
sorry,
sticker?
I'm sorry. It's an enamel pen. It's a raised enamel embossed pen.
Okay.
I thought it was a
sorry.
sticker.
I'm sorry. No, it's a raised enamel.
Like, look at my
pen.
sticker, my Goofy movie sticker. I can put on my shirt.
Now I'm hoping they'll do one with like power line on it or something. But yeah, there's not much Goofy movie merchandise, so you got to pick what you can.
That is true. It's also kind of like finding
Emo?
finding what? No,
Emo?
God, Don, that's no. Like they do make some like non 2017 DuckTales Scrooge McDuck stuff, but they don't make a lot of it.
Yeah, it's like they've got a Funko Pop coming out of Roxanne from Goofy movie. I may have to buy it just because there's so little merchandise out there, and it's a pop.
Yeah.
Last thing I got was off of Amazon, tfredo.net/Amazon. I got a really good deal on this because I had a little bit left on an Amazon gift card. I got Ghost Groon from Thundercats, who turned out a lot better than Ghost Starscream. So he'll go with Ghost Jaga on the shelf when I get my Thundercat shelf set up. And that is everything I got off topic.
Cool. John, did you get anything I can crap on?
Unfortunately, no. So I feel left out.
I'm sorry.
But that's the truth. Nothing this week.
I'm sorry, Rob.
Yeah, got a few things. Basically two major things. I did get the O-Ring Ghostbuster set from Big Bad Toy Store.
What do you think?
I like them. Like I'm in a bad spot with these because like I'm okay with the vintage G.I. Joe figure type. I did not have a lot of them as a kid. Like when I got into the larger Hall of Fame figures, I got a few of the smaller figures that KB had on clearance, and like that was the extent of my exposure to that size of G.I. Joe figure as a kid. They look good. They're pretty well done. They have the same problem that basically every line of Ghostbusters figures does, which is that they reuse pretty much the entire same body for everyone except for Venkman, who has, lower legs with untucked pant legs. And comes with one PKE meter, one ecto goggle, one ghost trap with no pedal or cable. So, which I kind of feel like at that scale would have been how the accessory was done at the time. But yeah, just like, and of course, I actually do have the scale active one to go with these, so I'm going to need to unpack them. Sadly, because it's adapted from a different toy, it only has room for 3 figures instead of 4.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, I like them that they're, like I said, in my case, like I am not quite the target market for these, as I didn't have G.I. Joes as kids, so they are kind of a stand-in for the thing I would like really dearly love to see, which would be like modern, like Star Wars vintage collection style Ghostbusters figures in that scale. But they're pretty nice for what they are. Excuse me. They look good. I accidentally ordered 2 sets, so my brother is going to be getting one when Hasbro Pulse fulfills that pre-order I forgot about. And yeah, so like I said, they're not bad. I feel like I'm not the right person to review them since I don't have a lot of experience with that kind of figure.
So
I'm sorry, Rob. I was trying to help you get them sooner without worrying about waiting for Pulse.
I forgot I had a pre-order at Pulse. I canceled my Amazon pre-order
at
BBTS. So now I have a Pulse pre-order that I think I probably made day 1 and forgot about. And like I said, this will go to my brother.
And now your brother has a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I already got his Christmas present, so he's got 2. And
so question. So
yes.
how do they, like, do they feel like they are up to par with what you imagine G.I. Joe is, or do they feel like they're kind of inferior, which I honestly kind of want, because as a kid being super poor, I didn't have that many G.I. Joe figures. I had like the ancillary lines that tried to be like G.I. Joe, like A-Team and things like that. Like
that's a difficult question, but like they feel pretty similar to the like small GI Joes I have handled. They, how do I describe it? Like the like other lines you're talking about, I think I encountered a couple of those, and the plastic on those figures tended to be a little bit like glossier and more brittle.
yes,
I think those were all done by Mego.
Probably
were they Mego?
I think so.
I know there were a couple of companies, including of course Leonard, that were doing like figures in that style.
Was Leonard around back then?
I'm pretty sure the core does go back like really, really far.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, they feel more like the real thing from here. Like the plastic is good and like firm, but does not feel brittle. They are definitely have more of a matte finish than a gloss one. So yeah, definitely like more in line with like official product, I think, than the knockoffs I've seen over the years. Not quite, like I said, not quite what I wanted, but better than Reaction, which I wouldn't have touched. So I'm down with these. It's it's nice to have Ghostbusters in this scale, and like I said, somebody will do like modern style articulation in this scale on them eventually, and I will be there too for sure.
Yeah, cool.
Well, I'll say, Rob, with them doing Reaction Plus now, which is the O-ring style figures, it's possible if it does do well, they may branch off into other things.
They're way better than Reaction figures.
Yeah, I'll have to look at one of those at some point and see what I think.
I wouldn't characterize it as Reaction Plus. I think
no, that's what it is on the card. It's the word Reaction at the bottom, and there's a
plus.
plus sign.
I thought you meant the O-ring G.I. Joe.
No.
O-ring Ghostbusters.
No, I'm just saying with them doing the O-ring style 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joes now in their Reaction Plus line.
Gotcha.
They may branch out into other stuff if it does well.
Yeah.
The other thing I got was Bandai's got a new line of model kits. They do these lines under the brand 30 minutes. They generally take me more than that to build, but whatever. But they are like model kits built around basically the Miyake joint system. It's like 3mm clips and rails to and pegs to assemble the whole thing. And they at first they did robots, then they did basically they did anime girls in a build a waifu workshop kind of format is the best I know to put it. Now they are doing a fantasy line of various like armored characters, and I got the first one of those. There's like a special release that's only in the US that has both the base figure and one of the they say job change armors, but it's not quite as Final Fantasy Tactics as that. I wish. But it's not a bad looking kit. Looks like it's going to be pretty well articulated. I would love to see this like style adapted to like new Ronin Warriors figures. I think it could do that very easily. But yeah, looks like it should be a nice change and something I'm looking forward to building. So yeah, and that is I'm pretty sure that's everything I've gotten this week.
Very cool. I got everybody, I think, right? Yeah, so I want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons of Radio Free Cybertron get an ad-free version of RFC. You get it a day early at a higher bit rate with a complete What We Got This Week segment on the podcast. And this week it includes me being hypercritical of Diecast and Don stuff, or Matt, Diecast stuff at least. So I don't know what overcame me, but I kind of enjoyed it. You also get a weekly Patreon weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast. And you get unedited episodes of RSC. If Don drops a heavy swear or something, I'll leave that in for you. If you're on our Discord at tfradio.net/Discord, you get a fancy color there. You get There Goes My Money a week early, and patrons at Touch Tier get to be on There Goes My Money And Touch patrons are mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. And I'll do that now. Kevin Dorsey, patron number 1. Daniel Scott. Kevin was patron number 1. Like, he and I agreed. We arranged so that he could be the first patron. So he's been here ever since. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. So again, Daniel Scott, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Emmett Stresovich, Hector Bones, Jay Klein Rye, Joey Russell, Here's Why It's Cool, Rabbits, Ryan Bona, Sean Hamilton, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Trickster, Nathan's Fast Talk, Food Reviews, and Mollusk Koenig. Thank you all very much. Again, if you want to be one of these esteemed folk, go to patreon.com/tfradio. You can find all of our podcasts going back 25 years at tfradio.net. You can find us on Twitter at tfpodcast, or pardon me, at tfradio. We're on Instagram at tfpodcast, and we're on YouTube at Radio Free Cybertron. However YouTube works, I don't even know. I should know, but like, yeah, we're a podcast.
It's the algorithm. It's going to do whatever it wants to do anyway, no matter what you say.
Yeah, the algorithm does what the algorithm does. We're basically everywhere. You can find me personally at briankilby.com and on Blue Sky at at kilby.bsky.social. Is that right? That's how it works? bsky.social?
Yeah.
Let's see here. You can find Rob Springer, who is not here, at Rob Springer on Twitter. You can find Chris at on Blue Sky at ChrisRTXV. And you can also find him at his Amazon wishlist at tfradio.net/ChrisList. And Rob, what else does he have?
Rob is Zone Base on Blue Sky, I think.
No, what else does Chris have?
Oh,
Well, there's Play with Photography, with his website, playwithphotography.com, which has a lot of the photographic work and writing about toy photography and photography in general that he has done over the years.
I couldn't remember if he was still promoting that or not. It changes from week to week sometimes. So
yeah, I think, far as I know, he is. You know, it is there to look at if you want to see. He is an excellent toy photographer, so it's worth having a look.
Absolutely. Cool. Rob, how do people get a hold of you?
Okay, I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. That is connected to Flail Throughs, my YouTube channel, which mostly covers Gundam gaming. Currently still keeping up with Gundam Battle Operation 2, which is about to have another big update this week. So details of the update will be up on youtube.com/@flailthroughs tomorrow at 11 a.m. If you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs. I am getting ready to rework the Patreon for the new year, but there will still be a request tier if you want to see specific like mobile suits and color combinations and weapon loadouts in GBO2. And also I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/playlist.
Diecast.
Actually, my
he is
internet's cutting in
at
and out.
Diecast 2 on X and Blue Sky, Diecast 2, right?
Let me go in and just do it so I can do a quick edit point. So Diecast's audio is breaking up. He is at Diecast 2 on Twitter and basically everywhere else. He's also at on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast and on YouTube at RSC Reviews. Matt, how do people get a hold of you?
Melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
And are you using it? You don't mind if people see it?
Occasionally. I check it.
I like Blue Sky a lot. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I can be reached on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.bluesky.social. I also have an Amazon wish list if you would care to get me anything off, or Matt or Hank off the list. Amazon.com/Don list.
I'm struggling, Don, too. I get it. John.
tfradio.net/Don list.
Thank you, Rob.
Yes.
That John D everywhere, including Blue Sky, except on eBay where I'm Cloudburst. I think next week I'll have time to put the next crop of stuff up throughout the week. So stay tuned.
Excellent. Cool. Okay. We will see you all next week. Have a good one. Yeah, I'm getting everybody in the house is sick but me. I feel like crap.
Oh no.
So I'm just
Recording stopped.
like I'm losing my
Oh,
voice
no.
and I'm half asleep.
Mm.
I had a kid up sick all night last night.
Not for
So
Christmas.
it was not Christmas yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
hopefully enough recovery time here.
Well, it's getting there.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm certain we all won't be sick then. Okay. I'm going to start killing the stream because I'm dead. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry for being punchy. I'm just about to pass out. So
Okay. Yeah.
people watching
I
live,
gotta go too.
we're going to go. So we're going to see you. So I'm going to say goodbye to Twitch. And I'm going to slowly say goodbye to YouTube because it's such a pain in the butt to turn off. Not YouTube's a pain in the butt, but just their live streaming mechanism requires
I mean,
extra
also,
effort.
yes.
Yeah. By YouTube. Ah.